Hello everyone, my name is Blade Walker, and welcome to 7 Days to Die Alpha 18. This is not a Let's Play, this is actually just one of my old single-player worlds that I created. I think I was during 18.2 maybe, and haven't played it much in a while, but since I've started streaming a Let's Play on YouTube, I thought I might just go ahead and do maybe one or two one-off episodes to show my two existing single-player worlds. As you can see, I've definitely ramped up production by day 54. Got a whole lot of stuff crafting. Haven't played this in quite some time. Don't believe I have anything crafting in any of the... Oh, look at that. Chairs and a leather sofa. Okay. Ah, that's right. I was working on my bedroom. As you can see, I've definitely got cement production going. Looks like I'm almost out of time as well. Or wood. So, let's go ahead and get all this started, because I'm going to need plenty of concrete. I don't think it was this world, it might have been the other world where I actually ran completely out of cement. Oh, this one turned off? Well, we can't have that. And then turn that beast on. And, I forget, did I need forged steel or did I need iron? Okay, looks like I was doing steel. As you can see, I've got a lot of concrete. However, some people that don't do large builds probably aren't aware of in Alpha 18. It now takes, without perks, because there are perks that reduce it, roughly twice as much concrete, or maybe it's cement mix. Let me double check. Pretty sure it's cement. Yeah, I believe it was 5 or 10 stone for cement before, now it's 11. And I do believe I have the perk on this playthrough. Okay, I've only got the 15% less forge recipe perk. So 20% I think would put it down to 10. So yeah, so it costs quite a bit more. And then on top of that, if you build primarily with rebar frames like I do, as you can see, you've got a lot of them set up for my next project. It used to be you could save half the concrete mix cost by using rebar. And unfortunately, that's no longer the case. They increased it. So it takes between 3 to 4 times the amount of concrete in Alpha 18 to make the same build pre-Alpha 18. So even though I've got a whole lot of concrete, that's really only about a third or a quarter of what it actually looks like if you're used to the older alphas. So don't be deceived by seeing, what is that, 100, 200, 220, 214,000? That does not go far. On my my other single player world, I completely ran out building something, and I'll have to play that world to find out. But as you can see, I have quite a bit of cement going. I thought I also had maybe some sand. No? Did I already have enough sand? Okay, yeah, I've got enough sand. I got 20 stacks of 6,000 stone, but that's dwindling quick. Got a whole bunch of stuff, lanterns. I got a lot of good stuff in this playthrough. In case you're interested in seeing anything, I doubt you would be, but in case you are. Why are those there? Those do not belong there. Those belong... Nope. Those belong here. Do not know why those are there. Huh. And then as you've seen, here's this. Go ahead and put that away. Put the sofa and that over here. Here's all my food. Pumpkin cheesecakes are excellent, especially if you want to go get better deals at the trader. Resources are looking pretty decent. I need some more springs for sure. I don't know how, but I ended up making way more chem stations than I'll ever use. Got an auger. Okay, I've got a level 5 auger on this one. Got some other good stuff. Alright, went through all that. Ah, yes, okay, my engines, gasoline, 11 stacks of gas, lots of batteries, car parts, okay. All the melee tools I've got that I haven't sold yet. Wow, I got a lot of magnums, that's nice. Let's see, lots of junk turrets. And then this is basically my ammunition and stuff that makes ammunition. 64 stacks of gunpowder. Sounds like a lot, but again, when you start making monstrous stacks of ammo, it goes quick. Which, now that I think about it, why do I have all those like that? I only use 7.62 now of armor piercing because once you get a little further in the game, man, all you run into is armored zombies and... Ugh, you definitely want to be prepared. I need to make shotgun slugs, but I don't think I have the book. To me, once you get to later game, I don't use anything but slugs and armor-piercing ammo. They don't really do any extra damage, I don't believe, against non-armored targets, but you run into so many soldiers. I can. Oh, wait, is it because I can't make the boxes? Yeah, that's what it was. I can't make the boxes. Alright, so... what do I need to make that? Right, you gotta be able to... okay, so I need 2 and 3 books. What time is it? Naturally, it's dark. That's okay. Food and water look good. Got nothing in there. So there's all my stuff. I started making rockets because I was going to have some fun. This particular playthrough, I actually challenged myself to do basically a perception weapons only. So I can only use, let's see, was it sniper rifles and hunting rifles. That was interesting. And then for melee, I can only use the spears. And then, of course, this is the saving grace of this tree by far. The demolitions expert tree. I never cared about lockpicking. I usually find enough in the early game. And then once I get to later game, I just use an auger. So didn't care for infiltrator or animal tracker. Penetrator is pretty much the next perk I intend to get so that I can, let's see, what is it? There it is. Starting with level 3, not only does it ignore 30% of armor with firearms and archery, but it also allows armor-piercing rounds to penetrate an additional target or a block using hunting or marksman rifles, which that's the only ranged weapon I can use on this particular playthrough. So you can penetrate 1 additional target, 2, or 3. Obviously, Lucky Looter and salvage operations are maxed. I've got quite a bit into the strength tree because I like Sexy Saurus 5. I put 1 into Master Chef in the very beginning because I just didn't have any luck finding recipes initially. And then, of course, maxed out Motherlode and Miner 69er, and I hear a Screamer outside, which we'll deal with in a moment. I put points into heavy Fortitude because I prefer heavy armor. And, of course, living off the land, I wanted to get this nice farm plots cost 50% less to craft. Of course, they changed that after... well, I don't know when they changed that, but I'm pretty sure I made most of my plots before either that change was made or I noticed it. Probably before I noticed it. Pain tolerance is also really good. Healing factor, I like. Some people don't. Some people do. Personally, I think Rule 1 cardio is... it's not useless by any means. It's actually quite good, but you have to put several points into it. And to me, once you get a vehicle, to me, it's just useless. And because I do mod out the food poisoning, I can't stand food, but I got hit 4 times in a row eating it. It made me want to rage, and I was like, okay, I gave it a chance. I got really unlucky with it. I'm done. So I got rid of that. Although I wouldn't mind getting the extra benefits, which are the buffs from consumables last longer, as well as it reduces how fast your food and water go down. But since canned food is so easy to get in this alpha, haven't really needed it. Although pre-alpha 18, I pretty much always took all the ranks of the food and water, or at least most of them, because I'm food and water mechanics, not my favorite mechanic. But this game actually does it. I feel pretty well. I've played some other games like Ark Survival and stuff, and it was intrusive to the gameplay to me. But I know a lot of people, they feel that's immersive, and more power to you. For the agility tree, I want to like this tree, and I've actually considered doing a playthrough where it's agility only. The problem is, since all you can use are... well, no, I guess you can use submachine guns, can't you? I was going to say, because late game, a pistol and a magnum, once you start getting demolishers and a lot of radiateds, you're never going to be able to kill them off without any kind of explosives or heavy guns. So, and I'm not big on it. Well, okay, yeah, I never thought of that. That's true. Okay, yeah. you could get some explosive bolts. Yeah, you know, that actually might be a lot more feasible than I ever gave it credit for. And I completely forgot you can use submachine guns, so yeah, I might have to try that. I personally love run and gun. Flurry of Blows I think is pretty good, but unfortunately, since I never put points into it, sometimes I'll get one perk, but usually I don't. I don't typically use light armor, but it is very good. I'm not big into parkour because I got rid of the jumping stamina cost. Using 20 stamina to jump is ridiculous. If it was like maybe 3 or 5, I could see. But 20 stamina, especially early game, that will eat your food, your hunger bar up like crazy if you do a lot of jumping. Not to mention if you climb up really steep hills and stuff at early game, if you jump, you can climb much faster, which again, it just drains your stamina. I've never understood that change, and I don't like it. But the parkour is pretty good, especially when you get to level 3. Not only can you fall further, but then you can jump 1 meter higher. And then level 4, you never get a sprained leg. Number 5, you never get a broken leg, and you can jump by 2 meters. So pretty good. And if you're a stealth person, the Hidden Strike and Shadows are really good. I'm not much of a stealth person, though. I like the idea, but I just kind of suck at it. Intellect is probably my favorite tree in the game, because I love the barter. And I like Physician. I understand why a lot of people wouldn't put points into it. I only put points into it when I pretty much got everything else that I want. And I don't care about the XP. I think it's kind of silly. 20% more XP? Who cares about XP when you're using a bandage? I just like it because you heal more quickly. And, of course, the boost to the amount it actually heals is nice. So I usually put a point in there. And this walkthrough, or this playthrough, I got really lucky and I don't think I made a mini bike or a motorcycle, did I? Yeah, this is my... Yeah. Oh, no, I did make a motorcycle. So I skipped the mini bike. I rarely ever make the mini bike anymore. It's kind of weird. I just don't seem to ever need it. Somehow I always seem to skip it. I go either straight to the motorcycle or the Jeep, or I go from the bike to the Jeep. So, okay, so I did make those. Let's see. So, I love advanced engineering. I tend to always take it for 2 reasons. Number 1, you get XP from electrical trap kills, which is nice. 2, it also lets you, it reduces the forge recipe cost, as well as the crafting forge steel and electrical devices cost 35% less. Phenomenal tree. Yeah, science, of course, at least up to 2 is necessary for me personally, because not only does it craft things at chemistry stations, faster, by 20% actually, it's not bad, but it also allows you to craft glue and aloe cream cheaper, and then gunpowder in efficient stacks, which means 800 gunpowder, 800 coal, and 800 nitrate gives you 1,000 gunpowder instead of 800, so you get a 20% basically for free. I mean, who doesn't love that? And then the level 2 I like because not only does it let you make first aid bandages, which I feel is a really strange inclusion here considering there's one called Physician. You would think the very first or second one of this would give you the bandages, but hey, I'm not complaining. I'll happily take that for free. So that's always nice. Don't really care about the plaster cast, cooking pot, or mines, but the craft oil and gasoline cheaper and in efficient stacks, sold 100%. So again, you can make oil cheaper using oil shale, and then of course you can make gasoline same as the gunpowder. 800, is it 800? Whatever it is, you get 20% more for free. I think it's 20%. And then see after this, it's like first aid kits, meh. Steroids, military fiber, hubcap mines, meh. Antibiotics, nice, but I almost always find the schematic for that. Batteries, really, has anybody ever crafted a battery? Really? Air filter mines, meh. Nobody understands. Yeah, craft fort bites and recog, no thanks. They're definitely going to have to add some at least to the top 2 of these. Although I think they said in Alpha 19 they're removing several of the perks. They're reducing several of the perks from 5 levels down to like 3. So maybe that's one that's going to be taken out. And then books, I got a whole lot of the books, but not nearly all of them. The Art of Mining, that's a good one. 20% chance to one-shot ore. I'd really like to get... Oh, never mind, this is the wrong playthrough. No, Sniper is the one I really wanted, and I was lucky I got all the Sniper ones, since that's basically my only ranged weapon. Okay, so, I don't know if I showed you everything, but there's that. Nothing in there. Dies I kept. Electrical box. Nothing there. I believe I showed y'all the range. Here's what few mods I've got left. I've been placing mods in weapons and armor and selling them for profit. This is an overflow of batteries, and I didn't know what to do with those because there. See, I just kept the high level batteries in here. These are basically just tools and workstations, and then these are parts of, well, pretty much everything. I just recently sold all the parts that I'll never use, so that's why. Handgun parts are good to keep, so you can make submachine gun turrets if you intend to make those. And then this is my base. It's not much. Basically, this was a giant, this was like a POI. This here was actually an in-game farm plot that had already existed. And so what I ended up doing was, I ended up digging all of this up. I really, really wish I hadn't done that. Because now I'm going to be one shy. You suck. Oh. Okay, apparently I had one extra. So this here, every spot of this was actually an existing POI, basically. The POI was a farm POI, so there was like 3 or 4, I don't know, potatoes here or something. So I went ahead and I just dug it all up and then placed down plots. And then I built the building around it, and this is bulletproof glass so that there's sunlight to come in. And as you'll see when I go outside in a moment, this basically was a giant platform, and at the edges it went down at the angle of a steep wedge. And so I basically just filled it out around. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I just recently finished this. It's my own personal room. I thought it was kind of neat. I love how you can make all the new blocks and the decorative, and it gives you the options. It's the, what do they call it, multi-block or shape selector. These are just wonderful additions. You can make so many neat things by building just such basic things, and then you can convert it into all sorts of neat stuff. So this is my personal bedroom. Don't even really need the light. I don't have anything in there yet. My bathroom. Now this is something I think is new to Alpha 18. I think they call it stained glass. It's really neat looking. And of course my bathtub with the shower head. I thought it was kind of neat. So that's that. Yeah, I hear you. I'm coming to kill you. Just give me a minute. I'll show you the... I guess I'll show you the roof now. Alright, so... these steep angle, or this... the dirt that's here, it's still here. I didn't dig the dirt out. I just built over it. This was actually where it went, and then it actually angled off to meet over there. I knew it. Shut up. Now you just called all your friends, didn't you? Oh, well, I'm down here now. Really? Shut your pie hole. Uh-oh. Sit down. So this was all actually, I dug all this out because it actually, the land connected straight across, and I dug all this out. Oh, God, that scared me. A dead body scared me. Oh. Look, run or don't. Really? Sweet moves, dude. Wow, I have not played with the spear in so long. Seriously? Shut the hell up. Nobody talking to you. Oh. Uh-oh. I heard that burp. Yeah, it's old fat boy. The spear is actually not too shabby once you get maxed out perks and a level 6. It's pretty decent. I mean, no melee weapon's really good for in-game, of course. But this one I didn't think was too bad. Come on. Alright, I'm done. Sit down. Really? Wow, I am so twitchy today. You can definitely tell I have not played this in a while. What was here? Something was there. Oh, I know it was there, my wrench. So this was basically the edge. I cut out the windows here. But this was just one big flat area, and I decided to build over it. I thought it was pretty neat. Got my gyrocopter. So obviously I hid all the wiring up here since this is all pretty high up. You're never really going to see it, so I figured what the hey. Nope, I'm actually going to go back down in. So close that. Open this. Did I shut off the light in my room? Yes, I did. Alright. Let's check the thing. It's fine. Open up. Excuse me. Nope, don't care. Now, here I installed what Jowoodle calls the zombie force field, I believe, if I recall. Basically, it prevents zombies from going across. I only built it because I didn't want my garage door here to get smashed up, which I believe it actually still has, hasn't it? Yeah, see, they still can sometimes get to it. That's also why I steel reinforced all this, because they call it a zombie force field, and this wedge tip is supposed to be anti-zombie. I got news for you. I've seen them bust through it, so it is not 100% safe. It's like 95% safe. I don't trust it, because I've actually had fat boys break through and smack me in the back of my head while I was crafting. And I was like, where'd you come from? Oh yeah, he chewed a hole through the wall. It wasn't reinforced concrete. I think it might have been flagstone or cobblestone. But the point is, he got through and he should not have. Wow, it is super dark. I was going to take you over to my temporary horde base. Whoop. Here we go. This is a design I saw on Grand Spartan's channel. I believe he calls it the boom box. It's not exactly one for one, but it's pretty close. Basically what it is, it's a giant hole that you super steel reinforce. Really? I thought I saw some damage. No? Basically what it is, oh, I gotta fix this. Oh, wow. Won't be fixing that. I guess I didn't fully repair it after the last horde night. Anyway, what you do here is basically you double or triple reinforce the walls by making it 1 or 2 thick blocks, and then you put plates on the one side where you're going to actually stand, which is up there. And then you create the staircase. They go up to the top because it's as close as they can get to you. They try to jump at you. They hit the wall, fall down, and then they get electrocuted by all these electric wire, the fence wire, the electric fence. And then you just basically rain bombs from above, which is pretty much the only thing you do. And since I'm a demolitionist, I was going to say, I knew I saw a block. I went ahead and I did this to guarantee that they wouldn't come over here and try to beat on this wall to get back in here. Doom, doom, doom. Repair materials. Generator is good. Okay, yep, it's off. But yeah, basically this is what I did. I set up the trip wires and then 4 on the top, 4 on the bottom, and then I even got an extra 2 to go up here because they tend to start stacking up to try to get up to me on this wall and beat on the wall. So that way there's a little extra electro zap action going on. I haven't tested it since I put all of these electric fences in, but I've done 2 horde nights without electric fences, and the first one they burrowed like 10 blocks back and it actually started collapsing some of the top of my base up there. So I actually went in and I filled it all in, steel reinforced it all. I spent, many, many thousands of steel and concrete. So that's not bad. So this is a really, really good base if you want to use nothing but explosives. You're pretty much 100% safe. They do occasionally beat on this, and they actually beat a couple of holes in it because, as I've said before, some zombies are 100% random. They do not follow the AI path set for them. They will just randomly pick a spot and beat on things, or sometimes they just get stuck. And so occasionally they would beat a hole in one of these walls. So I went ahead and I reinforced it. Got the door here. Basically, you just stand here. I don't think I got any. I stand here, I bend down, and then I just occasionally I'll shoot a little bit, and then I'll chuck pipe bombs, Molotovs, you name it, any kind of explosive. And with my new the maxed out demolitions expert perk, oh yeah, it makes quick work of them. But it's definitely an AI cheesy base. But this is not. I didn't build this to be my be all end all base. This is basically just something to manage Horde Night, so I don't have to just avoid it. While I designed and actually built a real base, which unfortunately I have not done yet. I was in the midst of trying to figure out what I was going to build. Wait, what was that? I know that was was that a double node? Yep, double node, okay. So, I cleared out all the area in order to prevent slowdown and zombies getting stuck on trees and all that good stuff. But I was trying to find a really nice place to build a real Horde base. And I never did make a decision whether I wanted to craft something from scratch or if I wanted to convert something. But, oop, coal, that's nice. I was in the process of clearing out most of the trees in this area, as well as, oh, hey, victim. Sit down. Spear's actually quite a bit of fun once you get it maxed. So that's kind of why I ended this, or not ended, but I stopped playing this because I couldn't think of a place where I wanted to build or an exact base design. But as you already have seen, I've definitely got the materials to get a pretty good start on something. I just couldn't decide what I wanted to make. And now that I started recording a Let's Play, I may or may not ever continue this playthrough. But I will say that I learned a lot playing a, what do you call it, a challenge playthrough, where I only use the perception tree for weapons. I learned a lot of stuff, especially in the beginning when all I could use was just the spear and then a hunting rifle when I found it. Wow, it was challenging, but it was definitely a lot of fun only having a hunting rifle as your firearm. I mean, there were some times I thought it was over. Of course, I do not play permadeath, so I think I have died a couple times. No, just once. So 103, 263 game stage. No, that's not too bad for being only day 55. So let's go ahead and take the gyrocopter real quick, since I know the video is getting a little long. It looks like 28 minutes already, but I think I'll show you guys the gyrocopter. Okay, cool. Now, as I said before, I do use a controller. I do not use mouse and keyboard, and the gyrocopter is difficult to control with the mouse and keyboard. However, I have personally had nothing but trouble trying to get off the ground using this thing with a controller. It just does not want to take flight. And you'll probably see right here is, yep, see, it will not go up. I do not know why it won't go up, but it will not go up. I'm assuming I'm doing something wrong, but I've looked on the forums and nobody else seems to mention it. I found a couple of posts long time ago where people mentioned it, and one of the QA testers, Unholy Joe, said that he basically showed how to do it, and I did the same thing, and it just did not work. Come on, up, up, up. It just won't go up. I mean, I watch people play this on mouse and keyboard. I mean, they go like this, and they go straight up in the air right at takeoff, and I don't know how they do it. I've looked up on the forums. I can't find out how they did it. It seems to be the boost mechanic, and that does help, but I can't replicate the takeoffs like they do. And I'll show you. If I get on the ground without any kind of air to take off, basically all I can do is wait until I hit a bump or something that actually sends me in the air. I'll show you. I'm trying to take off, and it is not working. And then there you go. All right. That's actually rare. It doesn't normally take off that quickly. So that's not bad. And I do like the gyrocopter. It's just, for some reason, The problem is it doesn't want to climb. And if you start to go down kind of steep and then you pull up, sometimes you just can't recover, and you'll just go down and down until you crash. It's just really weird. It doesn't seem to have the same pickup that it does when you use a mouse and keyboard. The only thing I can think of that could be causing the issue for me is maybe the analog stick isn't registering the full range of motion, so it's the equivalent of only giving it like 75% throttle or something. Maybe, I really don't know. But it's not the end of the world, and I do still love the gyro. I just don't use it as much as I would if I could effectively take off and change elevation as easily as you can using a mouse and keyboard. And I think I actually did try using a mouse and keyboard, and I had the same problems, but again, it's probably just user error. I wouldn't put it past me for messing it up somehow. So, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Okay, is that a... I think that's the Shamway. Yeah, that's the Shamway factory. Shamway factory is pretty cool. I've never personally completed a run-through of that, but I've seen a couple other people do it, so I think that's kind of neat. I think this is the... Is this the world where I explored a whole bunch of it on the gyro? Yep, this is. I know there was one of them where I explored, like, the entire map. See how I'm going down? It's like, eh. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. It is one of the coolest additions. Oh, look at that, a 2D tree. Oh, a bunch of 2D trees. I think the gyro is actually a really cool addition. I mean, I like the Jeep far better, but obviously if you're doing long distance or you want to go through places like the desert, gyro's definitely the way to go. So, that's the city we just went by, isn't it? What quest do I have? Yeah, tier 5 fetches. It's a shame they lowered the rewards on the fetch-only quests because they were easier. Because I just... Up to tier 4, I don't mind doing the clears too much, but the tier 5 clears, they're just not worth it. They did boost the rewards and stuff, and I think you now, for a... I want to say it's for the clears at the very least on a tier 5. I do believe you're guaranteed to get a purple item as a reward. But it could be a crap purple item. But at least it's purple. It's tier 6. But it even with that and the nice bit of dukes they boosted and stuff in the XP, it's just, to me, it's not worth it. The ridiculous amount of ammo and risk involved, especially if you're playing something like permadeath. Excuse me. I don't feel that it's... excuse me. I don't feel that it's worth it. I still like doing them occasionally because, I mean, they are fun to do. But there's... What is there, like 4? Maybe, I don't even... I'm guessing the 4 well, no, because one of the skyscrapers doesn't count as a tier 5. I know I've gotten the Crack-a-Book and the Dashong Tower as tier 5 quests, as well as the 2 factories, the Shotgun Messiah and the Crack-a-Book. I don't believe I've ever gotten... And I know I've gotten the Joe Brothers construction site, but I think that's like a tier 2 or 3. Because it's tall, but it's super easy to get through. Because there's not much to it. But I don't think I've ever gotten a Higashi Pharmaceutical tier 5 quest. Okay, where am I going? Northwest. Alright, I think I'm probably going to just go ahead and end this video here. Like I said, I just wanted to show you guys a little of how I play when I'm by myself, or a little bit of how I build. I wish I had an actual large-scale build to show you, but not on this world. And I can't recall what I built on my other world, because I've currently got 2. Like I said, I've got one, which is this one is a perception only for like weapons, melee and ranged. And then my other world is just a standard, whatever I found, whatever I felt like using, which I'm pretty sure it was like shotguns and stuff. And I'll probably record a video on that, maybe even after this video, because I like to... Since I started doing the YouTube thing for fun, I thought some people that, if they were interested in my comments and such, in my commentary, they might want to see what I do when I'm in my own solo worlds, when I don't have to worry about recording and trying to keep the commentary interesting and such. Oh, here you go. I think you'll be able to see, okay, there's and then my base spawns in. So you kind of could see what it looked like before. It was just It was a little flattened out POI, which I thought was which I thought was pretty cool. Look at that. Oh, I think that's so cool looking. I know it was a massive waste of concrete, but you know what? I don't care. This whole game is a waste of time if you look at it like that, and I don't. So, to me, totally worth it. I even made a tiny little runway. Thunk. There we go. Fuel that baby up for the next time I need it. Double check. Nope, nothing. So, yeah, that's my world. So I might go ahead and record another one-off, and don't worry, this will not take the place of the day's episode. I'm trying to get out one per day for the Let's Play. This does not count as that, so you'll basically getting an extra video. And I'm going to be putting this out probably about midnight in order for those that might be interested, they'll see it, and then those that are actually watching the Let's Play, they won't be annoyed, be like, oh man, I was looking forward to the Let's Play, and then you get this. So I figured I'd do one or two of these, it just kind of as a one-off, and I'll put them in a separate playlist so you won't get confused. But I'm going to go ahead and end this here. So if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a comment or suggestion, like or subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a good day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next episode.